Lauren, I'm gonna mute you. It's all right.
All right. Go ahead and start whenever you're ready.
Okay, hello everyone. We're so excited to see over 70 people already here joining us from across North Carolina. If you wouldn't mind dropping in the comments your name and what company you're here with, we'd love to see everyone who's here. And we hope this is your second time joining us, but one of our favorite parts was seeing your support and encouragement in the comments. So we so hope that you'll cheer people on, add in comments to the discussion as we go throughout. So we're going to get started in just a minute, but we'll let a few more friends join us. We're so happy to have so many of you here. Alrighty, so we will dive right in. My name is Anissa, and together with Alana, we are the organizers of Bridging the Gap, which is an initiative of diversity and inclusion across North Carolina. And Alana is going to share a little bit more about that as we go forward. But to start out, I want to say a thank you to our supporters and sponsors who helped us spread the word and possibly invite you who are here today, and we're so grateful for their support. So, from our first Bridging the Gap event, those who have continued to support us are Triangle Nace, Heart of NC Weddings, the Rising Tide Society, the Planners Vault, and Weddings for Real podcast. Now, this time we are very grateful to have two new supporters who are representing the great state of North Carolina today, Triad Weddings and Bustled. So I'm going to read a short blurb from each of them, sharing a little bit about their company and why they chose to support today. So, published biannually, Triad Weddings Magazine is a comprehensive resource and wedding planning guide for couples planning their big day. Committed to informing and inspiring brides and grooms, this beautiful upscale magazine is filled with quality resources to the area's most talented and reputable businesses in the wedding industry. It is an honor to promote and support Bridging the Gap, sharing of conversations to support and grow together, and putting an end to the racial inequalities. So, thank you so much, Triad Weddings. We're very grateful for your support. Next up, we have Bustled, which is an online wedding resource based out of Charlotte, North Carolina, that's changing the way engaged couples discover wedding vendors. Using our proprietary algorithm, couples are matched to vetted vendors. Think a dating app for your wedding vendors. We recently expanded our digital offerings to launch a virtual wedding platform called Lovestream that streams big days from across the world to guests near and far that cannot attend in person. We full heartedly support Bridging the Gap and its mission and cannot wait to see what positive change this initiative brings. We are anxious to meet new vendors in our region, make worthwhile connections, and support diversifying our networks as much as possible. So we are so grateful for both of their support and are happy to have them here today. So once again, my name is Anissa. I'm the owner of Harmony Weddings and Events, a planning company based out of Raleigh, North Carolina, as well as two venues, Forest Hall and the Grand Mill. And we are so excited. The first part to this series of Bridging the Gap was truly a success. We have many of our panelists who are here as attendees today, and we have just been thrilled to see all of the steps forward that our industry has taken, starting friendships, diversifying preferred vendors list, planning styled shoots within 24 hours of our first event. So we hope that continues, and we're so excited to introduce you to 20 new friends today. So with that, I'm going to pass it off to Alana.
All right. Hi, everybody. It's me, Ilana Walker of Ilana Walker Events and the founder of Southern Noir Weddings. And I would like to, of course, welcome everybody back to this, what was an amazing event last time. And this time is going to be an even more amazing event. Just a little about, before I get started, just want to let you all know that, when I use the term Black people, I'm referring to um, all of the Black people that there are. That means that the Africans and the Caribbeans and everyone grouped in as Blacks versus people of color, which groups in other people. Of course, thank you so much for joining us for this event. With so much going on through this year, it kind of feels like it's been a pretty bad year, but I don't feel that way. Instead, I feel like it's in a year of awakening. And we have definitely awakened the spirits of unity, of coming together. And I'm so happy about that. And that has definitely been proven from our last Bridging the Gap. So, but from corporate America to the fashion industry to the wedding industry, Black people have had to work extra hard to be seen and heard and treated equal. Through all of the viewers here, I'm happy and I'm encouraged to think that as an industry that we're definitely ready for change. This event was created because so many people reached out to Anissa and I and many other wedding vendors um, to find out what they could do. And now is the time to put forth the effort for the change. I'm sorry, y'all. So, what the change actually equates to is equal representation on preferred vendors list. This offers couples of all colors diversity in their options and will make Black brides feel like their needs and wants are respected and represented. An equal invitation of representation at open houses, bridal shows, showcases, representation on venue and vendor staff is key to making potential couples feel welcome during the site tour process. If you are a company that wants to represent change and equality within your company, don't be afraid to make a statement as well and take a stand, post on your social media, and let people know that you are for equality, you are for diversity as well. Because change happens through consistent work and effort, it's important to understand that in order to maintain the change, there's certain things that have to happen. And of course, we want this to maintain and continue on, and we don't want this to be a fad. As the former director of programs and education for the Raleigh Durham chapter of ILEA, I encourage organizations like ILEA, NACE, and any other local wedding chapters to host diversity educational events led by diversity specialists who can share even more details on how to remain equally diverse in this industry moving forward. Um, Together, I'm sorry, yes. Know that you referring business to us is wonderful and we love it. But we also want to make sure that referring business to us also not only includes Black couples, but it also includes Asian couples and Indian couples and white couples and everyone. It's also important for couples to see themselves through images displayed on social media, website, marketing materials. So make sure that you include diversity in your marketing and things of that nature. We've reached the point where we want this change to happen more than ever, and we can't help but to notice those around us who actually support us and those who are comfortable with our support, but not necessarily feeling the need to reciprocate that support. We know that our couples bring beauty and a lot of money to venues and vendors and support us in the guidance that we offer them during the planning of their wedding. As the founder of Southern Noir Weddings, I'm an open door to assisting any vendors in helping making their business more diverse. Today, you all will be able to meet 20 amazing vendors to add to your list from last time. And these vendors span the entire state of North Carolina. If you ever need any referrals, if you ever have any questions about anything, anyone, I'm literally a phone call, email, and like I said, and what a great day to say this, a taco and tequila away. I love tacos and I love tequila. Okay. Anyway, earlier today, Anissa sent you a document with a list of all the vendors' information on it. we encourage you to check the box next to the vendors that you want to reach out to and find out more about. As a wedding planner, I know that my referrals carry a lot of weight. So we definitely understand, you know, we definitely understand, and we encourage you to take the time, get to know them, talk to them about their businesses, and make sure that you are a good fit for them just as much as they are a good fit for you. Um, Outside of that, I think it's time to get started and meeting our wonderful vendors that are here for us today, in addition to our lovely panel. So, Anissa, take it away.
Wonderful. Thank you, Alana. So we're going to start out with Aisha from Aisha Thomas Events.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, my name is Aisha Thomas with Aisha Thomas Events. I am bringing you greetings from the lovely state of Charlotte, North Carolina. And I am showing you my screen if you cannot see it yet. Okay. Well, Aisha Thomas Events, we plan, we produce, and we design not only weddings, but social, nonprofit, and corporate events. I'm proudly a member of ILEA, which is the International Live Events Association. I'm also the immediate past president of the Charlotte chapter. From a wedding perspective, my niche is destination weddings, weddings that bring personality, diversity, and fun, and a lot of creativity. We've planned weddings throughout not only the region, but the globe as well. We love to connect with you on social media. So like Elena said, I'm a phone call away. You know, I pride myself on connections and bridging the gap between different event planners and vendors. So feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you so much. Those were beautiful photos. Next up, we have Still Shots Photography, Ashley. Thank you. And I think we might need to start it over with sound.
To share this platform. I am pleased to share that I have been an employed beauty and fashion photographer for over 25 years. I am in love with love, and the glamour of a wedding day attracts me like a moth to a flame, darling. I capture weddings in a contemporary magazine style of portraiture. My goal is to get my clients published or featured while highlighting my frienders/vendors along the way. I am a team player, and I'm often told that I play well with others. I preach community over competition all day, every day. And in my many years in the industry, I have found that there's plenty of fabulous clients to go around. If you ask some of my frienders about me, they might say that I am very creative, I never meet a stranger, and I want to see everyone win. I would love to invite you to my studio so that we can chat it up and enjoy my favorite drink of the South, sweet tea. Fun facts about me: I greet all of my brides with a loud, "Hey girl, hey," on their wedding day. You might catch me wearing pink and red with a camera in my hand. And my hair changes often, but I found that blondes do have more fun. I love and embrace my culture without apology. I am a Christian Black woman, in that order. My favorite quote is by Irma Bombeck. When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and could say, I used everything you gave me. XOXO, thank you guys so much for your time. Please follow me on Instagram at stillshotsphotography_NC and on Facebook at still.
Wonderful, Ashley. So they could hear, but they couldn't see the video then at the end. So if you just want to say a quick hi and cover like your name of what they would have missed at the beginning, that would be great.
Okay, so my name is Ashley Crawley. I'm the owner of Still Shots Photography. I have been serving the Greensboro Triad area for over 25 years, and I would love to get to know and meet some new frienders/vendors. So thank you for your time.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Candace and Faith from Blush Bridal.
Hello, I'm Faith. And I'm Candace. And we are the owners of Blush Bridal. We are located in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and we've been in business for 7 years. Whether we're serving our brides online or in store, our goal has always been to make their experience one that they will never forget. Our local brides will be able to experience a private 2-hour appointment with the whole boutique to themselves. They will also have a dedicated bridal stylist and be able to try on our gorgeous wedding gowns from top bridal gown designers. They come in sizes 00 to 32. We also carry fashion forward accessories and keepsakes for the bride and the bridal party. All bridal appointments will end with a complimentary champagne toast. We have collaborated with many wedding vendors and have been featured on the cover of Black Bride and Munaluchi Bride, Style Me Pretty, and many, many more. We look forward to continuing to collaborate with vendors that we regularly feature on our website under Vendors We Love. And our goal is always to leave our brides and our vendors blushing.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, ladies. Next up, we have Carla with Style Perfect Events.
Hello, my name is Carla Eustache with Style Perfect Events. We're an event planning firm in Charlotte, North Carolina. Our doors have been open since 2009. I'm a certified special events professional, CSEP, which is a designation established by the International Live Events Association. And this designation recognizes event professionals who have successfully demonstrated the knowledge, skills, and ability essential to performing all components of special events. I am truly proud of this accomplishment because my team and I are passionate individuals that breathe event planning, logistics, and design. We believe in originality and authenticity while designing events that are modern, bespoke, and unforgettable. Our company services couples looking for full planning or design, and we absolutely love the diversity of our couples. You will see our work at a hotel, a country club, modern museum, music hall, lakefront property, etc. Our style is modern and classic, and our clients trust that we will listen to what they want and not simply follow the current trends. One thing you will hear over and over about myself and my team is that we are organized, knowledgeable of the industry, respected by our peers, and patient. I look forward to connecting with you all.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Carla. And next we have Dee from Triton Catering.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chef Deandra Harrison with Triton Catering. We are based out of Winston-Salem and now recently a resident of Charlotte, North Carolina. We specialize in Southern cuisine, American gourmet, and Italian food. Also in desserts that are custom made, and we are known for our famous green beans. We are looking to serve the triad. We have had the pleasure of working with many vendors that are on here today and that were on some of the platforms in the past. So we are really excited about our new venture that we have in Charlotte as well. So we are also very happy in being able to serve have a very diverse background in brides that we serve as well. We just like a fun fact about me is I hardly even eat the food that I cook, but I really love to do it. And I always feel that feeding the community and bringing everyone together under one roof brings love and enjoyment and togetherness. And I really believe that we can change a lot just with those few things. Thank you so much for allowing me to be on this platform with you guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Dee. Now we have Something Borrowed with Hezekiah and Lori Fogg. Don't forget to unmute there you go.
Hey, good evening, everybody. My name is Hezekiah.
My name is Lori Pogue, and we are with Something Borrowed. We have a party venue and sweet shop in downtown Greensboro. We've been in business for 7 years, and we provide a fun alternative to your average wedding favors with our customizable candy bar stations. Some people refer to them as candy buffets as well. The fun thing about our candy buffets is that we are able to match our couple's wedding colors and their themes with our candy bars and dessert stations. Not only do we do candy, but we also do dip treats like candy apples and pretzel rods and Oreos. But we also do gourmet popcorn in all different flavors and colors. Our website is somethingborrowed.com, and we spell it BAROWED, like candy bar. And our Instagram is something borrowed as well. And we would love to sweeten your next event.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Jonathan Davis with Carolina Luxury Event Rentals and Florals.
Hi, so I'm Jonathan, and Carolina Luxury Event Rentals and Florals, or CLux as we call it now, is located in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're really a brand that has three umbrellas under us. And so we have a full service floral design department, but we also have a boutique luxury rentals, and then we have the full design. And so what that puts us in a unique position to do is to be able to facilitate whatever your clients may need. If you're looking for specific chairs or rentals that you just can't find at other rental companies, check our inventory because more than likely we have it. But we also have in-house production that's available so that we can custom build and fabricate whatever you need, be it drapery or linens or those things. But also we have tons of beautiful flowers. So if you just have an event where you just need flowers as opposed to rentals, then you can most definitely call us for that as well. And so it's kind of those things where you can pick and choose what you're looking for. While we're based in Charlotte, we're not limited to Charlotte. We travel wherever fabulous parties are happening. And so therefore, if you have a client that you're taking on the road and you need somebody to help with that, then we'll do that. While we specialize in weddings and social events, we also have a strong background in corporate events. And with over 16 years in the industry, there's not much I haven't seen. So be it conventions for thousands of people to fairy tale destination weddings for 10 people, we handle it all. So just feel free to check us out.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Lance Lamar with Designs by Devereaux.
Hello, everyone. I am Lance, and I'm the owner of Designs by Devereaux Weddings and Events, based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And we are a full-service wedding and event design firm, also based in Charlotte, North Carolina. And what I pride myself on at Designs by Devereaux are signature experiences. Our brides love impact. Our brides love customized designs. Our brides love large scale florals. And so when brides come to me, I want to give them that experience. I want my brides and grooms as well to walk into their day and feel like they've had a day that truly is signature to them. And so that's something that we really pride ourselves on. And another thing that, is just unique to kind of what our offerings are is education as well. We also have kind of founded a platform for education for new and upcoming designers to learn. And you also see me speaking in various segments of floral education. So it's something that I love to do as well. So excited for this particular platform, excited to hopefully meet and get to know many of you and to build new relationships and to create some over the top fabulousness. So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Exquisite Events and Consulting with Lisa McMillan.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Gatewood McMillan, and I have an amazing career as a wedding planner. And one of those reasons why is that I get to surround myself with professionals like you who are experts in their craft and share my passion for weddings. I founded my company 16 years ago with the desire to provide peace of mind, value, and sincerity to each client as they plan their dream wedding. And nothing excites me more than custom designing events alongside artistic vendors and couples from various religions, cultures, and backgrounds. When they're looking for unique ways to personalize their celebration, we provide solutions. With an astute attention to details, we create a timeline for all aspects of the wedding. We use comprehensive checklists and we communicate regularly. Just check out our reviews on Wedding Wire. So when your couples are overwhelmed or unsure of what their next step is going to be, take a moment and ask them to contact me, Lisa, at Exquisite Events and Consulting, and let's do this together.
All right. All right. Next up, we have Sweet It Is, Miss Lori.
Good evening, everyone. I am Lori Chivers with Sweet It Is Bakery. We're based in the Charlotte region. We're a state-approved, fully insured home-based bakery, and we specialize in scratch-made custom cakes and wedding cakes, and we also do large event dessert bars. We've been in business since 2012, and we've had our cakes appear in Be Collective magazine, The Knot, Carolina Bride, Essence magazine, and various blogs. We're preferred bakers for 9 local hotels and venues, and we definitely get a lot of referrals from local hotels and venues as well. I think what sets us apart and defines who we are the relationships that we strive to build with our clients. We have clients who've hired us for their engagement cake, then their bridal shower, their wedding, and then on to gender reveal, baby showers, the baby's first birthday, and other special occasions that, worthy of celebrating with delicious cakes. It's these long-term relationships that I really think have helped us to grow year after year. And we just really look forward to working with some of the folks that are here on the call. Thank you.
Thank you. And next up, we have Minnie with Posh Event Rentals.
Hello, everybody. I'm Minnie with Posh Event Rentals. We are a husband and wife duo, affectionately known as Minnie and Hutch. Hutch is not with me right now. He's out servicing our clients. We are a specialty event rental company. We started about 5 years ago, and we started out we used to sell furniture, and then we got into the business once we noticed that there was a void of Black-owned event rental companies in the industry. So we are based out of Concord, which is right outside of Charlotte. We serve the entire North Carolina. Actually, we are a traveling rental company. We work with plenty of people in this current group today, which we appreciate your business, and we look forward to working with each and every one of you that are tuned in. We do have a warehouse where you can bring your clients in by appointment only, and if we don't have it, guess what? We will find it for you for your client's big day. But yeah, follow us on Instagram, PoshEventRentals.com. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Nishaka with Events by Nishaka.
Hello, everyone. I am Nishaka Proctor. I'm a planner. I am a producer. I am a creative. I'm a visionary. I am love. I am joy. I am peace. I am the epicenter of my events. It's the pathway to getting things done. My experience reigns 21 years now. I've been in business 13 years full-time planning weddings and events. And even though I'm starting to become the teacher and the mentor, I am forever a student. My style, my vision, I love all things elegant, romantic, sophisticated, whimsical, somewhat of a unicorn and a butterfly, and I love opulence. I do primarily provide full service event planning and design. And I just want to leave you with this. Even though I produce weddings and events, and I love what I do, it is truly my livelihood, yet creating and holding space for the soul to breathe, to heal, to restore, to inspire, to evolve. That's my essence. That's my purpose. That is my light. I am Nishaka. Thank you.
So beautiful. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Perlise with P3 Weddings and Events.
Hey team, I'm Perlise Diggs of P3 Weddings and Events. We're located in the great city of Fayetteville, North Carolina, hence the All-American City. We've been in business 10 years. 10 of those years included a recent about 15-month stint to the state of Virginia. We can thank the military for that, with the plan of not returning to North Carolina. But shortly after that, after the boxes for the home and the business were unpacked, they said, hey, you're going back. So I'm back home. P3 Weddings and Events is up and running. The beauty of my short absence was that I continued to nurture the relationships with my North Carolina family. So coming back and transitioning has actually been easy, minus a few boxes here and there. But we do primarily serve the Fayetteville, Fort Bragg area. However, we have produced some fabulous events in the Raleigh market and Charlotte and as far south as Augusta. We are veteran-owned and operated business. My husband, who's an active duty soldier, is my sidekick. He's the guy that hustles tables and linens, but that's a different story. I'm a member of the Association of Bridal Consultants. Also, I served as a state manager for Virginia. I would say our niche is the military. I love my military family. I'm a logistician by heart, you know, the timelines, things of that nature. But also, we like to provide a professional service with a personal touch. For us, it's more than a business transaction, it's a relationship. We would love to have you on board and welcome you to the P3 experience. Thanks.
Thank you, Perlis. We're so happy to have you back.
I know.
Next up, we have Regina with You Are Invited.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Regina, better known as the Queen of Invitations. I am the owner and the designer of You Are Invited, and we are a custom wedding stationery company. I've been in the industry for 21 years, but I devoted myself to wedding stationery for about the last 12 years. Some of you might want to ask me why the Queen of Invitations. It's simple. My name, Regina, in Latin and Hebrew means queen. Wedding stationery is my passion. Combine the two, my name and my love for stationery, and you get the Queen of Invitations. What I'd like to leave you with is, remember, the invitation is the first glimpse of the wedding. What kind of statement do you want to make?
So true. Thank you, Regina. And next up, we have Sharika with Epic Event Planning.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sharika Biddle. I am the owner of Epic Event Planning. I am a certified wedding planner and a certified sandal specialist. I'm located here in Greensboro. However, we will travel. We've been in business now for 5.5 years. And our tagline is, we transform small details into epic events. And that's exactly what we try to do. We are a full wedding and event planning service company. And I have a team of 4 wonderful ladies, including myself. And our mission is to create an unforgettable experience. My husband and I, we eloped 10 years ago. And when we eloped, we didn't have any pictures. We didn't have a celebration, nor did I wear the wedding dress. So after a year of being in business, I created elopement and micro wedding packages. And I did that for that bride who, so that they wouldn't have the same experience that I had. And with that being said, it's also for the couple who wants to have a luxe experience on an intimate scale and who didn't want the hassle of planning a long-term planning, I should say, and who also wanted the elements of a traditional wedding. I am so excited to be here tonight, and I look forward to connecting with all of you.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. DJ.
Yes, ma'am. Is it my time?
It's your time.
It's my time. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm just gonna abandon the script at this moment because everybody just dropped like monumental. I can't even follow that. So I go by the name of Rasis. I am the owner of Ceasefire Productions. We are a DJ company here in Charlotte. Before I talk about the company, I want to let you know a little bit about me. I am an African kid that grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina, humble beginnings. I went to Winston-Salem State University. Oh yeah. My DJ career started in the Triad. I was a mixed show DJ for about 5 years for 102 Jam in the Greensboro area. Moved back to Charlotte. Long story short, me and my wife started a DJ company after, I'm a Christian myself. I know Ashley mentioned that earlier. And I was just on the journey to see what God had for me, thought of what I was doing. And we launched Ceasefire Productions, and we lost the baby in 2016. And that's when I gave my undivided attention to Ceasefire Productions and went full time. And here we are. I'm rocking with some awesome people on this right here. Just a little bit about us. We are, like I said, we are a DJ company. We have 4 other entertainers that also work for us. I'm not the only DJ on the squad. And really just to kind of abandon the script, the thing that's important for me and for those of y'all that are on here that have worked with me or my team members, I'm really big on creating an engaging and interactive experience. And I don't just say that for marketing copy. Like, our team is really in there. Now, we're going to have to figure out how to adjust during COVID, but I'm the same guy that'll hop in there and throw my blazer, and grandma handed me my blazer after a certain thing. And all that. So we're really big on creating an engaging experience. And because I had humble beginnings, we also do what we can to also give back to the community. And a couple years ago, we gave the organizations like the Present Age Ministries and Empower Hermit and the Alexander Youth Network in order to give back because of the humble beginnings that I have. So hopefully I didn't go over my minute. Would love to work with you and my team, and yeah, I just love to make people laugh and interactive, and my team just likes to. We call ourselves the Joy Distributors. So I'll leave it there. Rossi's Ceasefire Productions. You can check us out. I believe the info will be available. Okay.
What was that dance again?
Oh, that I don't know what that was. A combination of like rolling and like Bankhead, like and like it was just my own thing. We'll just kind of. I just, we'll do,
Thank
my
you.
wife says I can't Millie rock, but I'm gonna leave that to y'all.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Joy Distributor. Next up, we have TJ Wilson with Lauren Wilson Films.
I can't dance, so I can't top that. So good evening, everyone. I appreciate everyone being here. My name is Lauren Wilson with Lauren Wilson Films, based in Charlotte, North Carolina. We are a video production company specializing in wedding films, but we can handle all of your video needs. And here's a little video just to highlight our company. That's it. Appreciate y'all.
All right. Thank you so very much. Next up, we have Tori Bass with Tori Bass Photography.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tori of Tori Bass Photography. I've been in the wedding industry for over 10 years now, and I wanted to share my screen with you one quick second. All right. My team and I consider ourselves as visual storytellers. Every client has a love story, and we strive to portray that in all of our work. I look forward to meeting everyone. Our style is considered clean, timeless, and classic. And we just look forward, like I said before, of meeting everyone. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Tori. Next up, last but not least, Trevor Bethel with Cutting Club Event Pros.
How you doing tonight, everybody? I'm Trevor Bethel of Cutting Club Event Pros. We are a full-service DJ company specializing in weddings and the corporate industry. We also provide uplighting, special effects, MC work as well. I am also the owner of Cool Click Photo Booth, We claim ourselves as North Carolina's coolest photo booth experience, offering the Click 360, our 360 photo booth, that something new and innovative to the photo booth industry that everyone loves. I look forward to working with everyone in the near future, and I'm excited about this panel.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Well, from your home, I hope you're giving all these panelists a round of applause. Such a talented group of people we have here today. And I'm happy to see in the comments, we have people from all across the state. So next time you get a couple from Triad area or mountains or the beach, I hope you get to reach out and collaborate with some of these talented vendors who are here today. So our next portion, and from the survey that we did from part 1, we learned that there was such a love for the Q&A portion, and so we're trying to devote more time to that tonight, and we have so many great questions that were submitted. So we're going to dive right in with our first question, and we mixed in some old ones as well as new ones because we had some favorites we want to circle back to. So our first question will be, what has been your biggest obstacle as a Black creative, and what did you do to overcome it? We're going to start with Aisha.
Hi, I would not first phrase it as being my biggest obstacle. For me, I grew up in the military. So as a child, I wasn't in the military, but I was a military brat. So I grew up with all kind of experiences, a lot of diversity, and just those that did not always look like me, just being around me all the time. And then you fast forward coming in through into an event industry, and I'm finding myself oftentimes when it comes to networking and being in these other environments and being the only one, if not within a few of us who look like myself in the room. So while I was able to interact, at the same time, wanting to overcome that and just saying like, okay, what can we do to try to always make sure we bring others that look like us inside the room, and also interact with those non-minority, I would say, participants, to where we can just diversify the wedding industry as a whole.
Absolutely. Lori, do you have anything to add? And Lori, I don't know if you could hear me, just want to make sure.
Which Lori? There are two of us up here.
Oh, just kidding. Lori P.
Oh, okay. What did you say? Sorry, I had you on mute.
All good. So if there was anything you wanted to add to this question of what has been your biggest obstacle as the Black creative and what you did to overcome it?
I think for us, it's been proving that we can be just as good as our white counterparts and what we do, or people of other ethnicities. But and I think to overcome that, for us, initially we let our work speak for ourselves. Yeah, it probably was, oh man, maybe 2 or 3 years before we even put our faces on our website, because we wanted people to look at our product we were offering and our design that we were offering versus the color of our skin. And they would be pleasantly surprised when we showed up.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Very unfortunate that you even felt that you had to do that, but thank you for sharing your experience. And Dee, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Hi. Yes, I will have to say that I agree with Lori 110%. I feel, especially being in the business for 10 years and having 10 years of experience, I am still proving myself to certain clients that we can provide the full service and provide everything. And, unfortunately, we have come across certain clients that are surprised that we're organized and we are able to offer what we are able to offer. It's especially hard in my field as a full service caterer, as a Black woman, because our field is filled with white males. So when I came into this industry, into the wedding industry about 6 years ago, I literally had to come full force. And some of my colleagues in the wedding industry can quite agree that I did not put my face with my business until about maybe 4 years ago, because I really wanted the work that I provided, the food that I provided, to speak for itself, and my products and service and customer service. We want it to speak for itself. And sometimes, we have to go above and beyond so that we are not seen indifferent because of the color of our skin in this industry. So ways that I have overcome it is to stay consistent in my work, stay consistent in the food that we provide for all of our clients, and to stay consistent in the business that we are in, and forever be a student, as Nashaka was saying, and be open to learning and being open-minded and always figuring out how can we do better than the next, and always learning from our mistakes. So
Okay. All right. The next question is, as a Black vendor, what are ways you have experienced what is likely even unintentional racism? Times when even well-meaning white people express or give implications that may make you feel invalidated or unequal. We're going to start with Miss Ashley with that one.
All right. So that's a great question. And because I am a contemporary magazine style photographer, of course, in the beginning of my career, it was huge for me to try to get my images published in magazines. And ultimately, the goal is to get a cover of a magazine. And so I found that there was lots of undertones of rejection and discrimination when it came to that, with magazines wanting to put Black brides on the cover, let alone the pages of magazines. So, I mean, here we are in 2020, and it took Beyonce herself to request and insist that Vogue magazine hire a Black photographer to shoot her for their cover. And so I feel that Black brides and vendors are turning to the only people who consistently affirm them in their worth, and that's each other. So that's why a lot of submissions to magazines are going to companies like Black Bride, Mona Lucci, Be Collective. I mean, just to give you a little statistics, the Knot magazine has only featured 2 African-American brides on the cover of their magazine. Brides magazine has only featured 5 Black brides on the cover of their magazine. Martha Stewart Weddings has only featured 0 Black brides on the cover of their magazine. And so, I really just want it to be known that, if we can invest our dollars into advertising in these publications, we definitely need to be reflected, not on page 52 of the magazine, but on the cover and all throughout. And so I would challenge those of you all who have influence when it comes to publications, both locally and on a national level, to consider using your privilege to help change the scenario and to be the change in this area, so that no one else would encounter this type of discrimination in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that one. Minnie, do you have any thoughts about this?
Yeah, sure. So just to play off of so our experiences in this industry, and just when we started out down here, I would go out to networking events and stuff like that. And I would get people that weren't Black. If I pass off my business card and explain to them what we carry, they will either turn their nose up or, like kind of like just fade me off. Where we were known as the throne chair company. But we had much more than throne chairs. Not only that, we encounter issues with venues and picking up our rentals. We have encountered a lot of venues where we are not allowed to leave our things overnight, and other rental companies that are Caucasian owned, they get to leave their things all weekend. But we're a rental company as well. So, I mean, what's the difference between them and us? I mean, I don't know. But I just wanted to address that issue. But other than that, nowadays, a lot of the people that were looking at us as just a little throne chair rental company, Now they're coming back, and guess what they're doing? They're renting those little throne chairs. But we're bigger than that. We have a lot more items than that. A lot of our items are for all demographics. So just when I would say, don't judge a book by its cover. That's what I have to say.
Thank you so much. So the next question is one that I think everyone who's attending and who's participating came here to really dive into. It's the heart of it, is what can we do to help diversify the North Carolina wedding industry and better support Black vendors? So let's start off with Lance.
For me, I think it just really starts with authentic relationship. Before you can truly support someone, you have to know who they are. You have to have taken the time to genuinely try to learn about their business, the service that they offer. And for me, I don't want anybody who's coming to learn about me just simply because I'm Black. I don't need that. I don't want the pity card of being popular for the moment to support. I would love to build genuine relationships with people of all races within the industry and feel like I have an equal voice at the table, the decision-making table, the table of representation within this local industry. Even when, let's just say bridal shows, such as the Southern Noir Bridal Show, for example, when those type of experiences that are, generally geared towards the African-American bride are present in this area, I would love to see all faces within the industry come out and support. It's a prime opportunity to learn about the different vendors that are in this market. And I know, as Minnie was saying, I've been to, many of the networking events and many of the networking opportunities and, some of those events that are hosted by some of the more mainstream platforms. You see a diversity of faces, and I would love to see that same support when there are bridal shows and opportunities that are more so geared towards African-American vendors and African-American brides. But and I just also want to just, speak to what some of my African-American counterparts have said about, almost feeling, I don't want to use the word ashamed, but just taking that step to feel like you had to actually remove yourself from your business and remove yourself from your brand to feel equally recognized in this market. That's something that I hope that we never have to do again. I really do. And I just pray that anybody who's looking to support us is wanting to do it authentically and also for the long haul. I hope this is just not a popular moment. I'm just asking for just the authentic to support from both ends, for myself included, to others who don't look like me, as well as to those who do like me. So that's just a tad bit of kind of what I think.
All right. Let's see here. What is the best way, and please excuse the balloon behind me, but what is the best way to ask about cultural differences with our clients and vendors without seeming uninformed or insensitive, but coming from a place where we want to service their needs? So first we're going to start with Rasis. Rasis?
Sorry, Alana, can you repeat that question one more time?
Yes. What's the best way to ask about cultural differences with our clients and vendors without seeming uninformed or insensitive, but coming from a genuine place of wanting to service their needs?
Gotcha. Are you talking about on our end, the work we need to do as vendors?
As a white person asking.
As a white person. Okay. I need to clarify. And I've been saying this for the last few weeks. I think the first step is education. I think that's the definitely the first step before, if I'm answering your question correctly. Education, not saying that education will keep you from maybe asking the wrong question, but I think education would help with compassion and sensitivity and understanding to kind of bridge that gap a little bit, if that makes sense.
I got you. Okay. Lori C., what are your thoughts about it?
I think the best way to approach the question is really just with sincerity and a genuine desire to learn about the client's culture and assure them that you're trying to fulfill their needs. We've done weddings for people from various cultures and countries, Eritrea, Liberia, Nigeria, India, Ghana, the Caribbean, Asian cultures. And we tried to look at each as an opportunity to kind of learn and grow and partner with the client. I think if they sense that your true desire is to get to know what makes their culture unique and special, then you won't appear insensitive or ill-informed. That's been my take.
Absolutely. And I think both of those were awesome responses, educating yourself and then just truly asking from a sincere place. And I think just like every culture, because one thing is the cultural norm doesn't necessarily even mean that that's going to work for that couple. They might want to do it in their own way and customize. So when you come from that place of sincerity and just truly ask, say, hey, I did my education. I know this might be cultural, but is this something you want to do, or how could we make it best fit for you is a great way to go about that. So next, we had a series of different questions that were all a lot from people who watched part one and are really trying to apply now what they learned and take a first step. And I love this series of questions. And it was around different aspects of trying to diversify and how could they take that first step. So we're going to talk about diversifying our staff, our preferred vendors list, and our couples. And we've asked the different panelists to speak on both. So first, for diversifying our staff, the question was, any recommendations on where to find great hires for the Black community? Because some people who were putting out job postings were just attracting primarily white applicants and really wanting to hire more diverse clients or more diverse team members. So Nishaka, if you'll take that question for us.
Sure. So a couple things. One, don't be afraid to leverage HBCUs. Okay, that is a great resource. There are so many event planning classes, internship opportunities. So don't be afraid to just check out the HBCUs to leverage some of that opportunity to connect with Black people who are interested in working for your business, okay, in the event industry. The second one I would say is just networking. Don't be afraid to come to our platforms, to our events, to network and meet so many different people who may be looking for those opportunities. Sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone, okay, and step into another environment and make new connections with different people who do not look like you. And you never know, you will meet someone who represents your brand. You may meet someone who's an extension of who you are. You may meet someone who is selfless. That is an important component in the event industry because we're business of service. And you will meet someone who can execute their behind off. So those are some options I would say that you can leverage.
Love it. Thank you for those very practical ideas. Those were great. So next up, talking about diversifying our vendors list. So of course, we now have this educational platform of Bridging the Gap, and now you've collectively met 50 new businesses that you can network with. But if somebody is still wanting to diversify their vendor list, Ashley, what do you think are some of the best ways that people could find more Black-owned businesses that they could work with and recommend?
Very good. So first off, if you are genuinely searching and you have exhausted Google, Alexa, and Siri, I'm going to give you the tea on some ways you can explore and find other fabulous Black professionals. So number one, definitely check out publications like Black Bride, Mona Lucci, Be Collective, explore blogs and social media hosts like Southern Noir, Black Bridal Bliss, Black Nuptials, the Chic Brown Bride, the Pretty Brown Bride. These are just highlights of some big ones that you can check out. Utilizing hashtags, hashtag Black female photographer, hashtag African American planner, hashtag minority florist, hashtag melanated bride. Those are all good ways to start and check out some fabulous industry professionals that you may be interested in working with. Also, again, just piggybacking off of what Nishaka said, attending events that would help introduce you to these industry professionals. I recently had the pleasure of hosting, along with some other industry vendors, Mary Chapman with Black Bride magazine. She is the chief and editor of that magazine. And we had her here at Proximity Hotel for a meet and greet. And out of all of the guests that were there, over 50 guests, none of them were of non-African American descent. So, you know, again, putting yourself in those places where you can have the opportunity to meet the leading industry professionals in your area is always key and always suggested. So, hope that gives you a good start.
Excellent. I hope you all have notepads out because these are so many good ideas that we should all be writing down. Okay, and last, then for vendors who are wanting to diversify their couples, Trevor, what are some ideas you have of what they can do to better market to Black couples?
Yes, I think what the key would be is to, you know, target them in the visuals of their social media, their websites, showing more diversity amongst all ethnicities, whether it be Latino, whether it be Black, whether it be, you know, anything, Asian American, even some of the African weddings are starting to take place, and they are looking for, you know, venues and stuff too. So being able to work with all nationalities and showing that you can work with that on their social media platforms, on their website is going to be key to it. And I think that'll help bring more Black couples to your venues.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Moving right along. How can they best show support? How can they best support diversity, inclusion, and Black-owned businesses on their social media channels? Tori Bass.
That's a great question, Alana. I feel like the best way they can support diversity and inclusion is to have genuine intentions with purposeful posts. A great way to achieve this is to garner relationships, like a few other people have said, with the businesses that fits that company's purpose, the aesthetic, as well as the overall goal.
Awesome. That's a great point. Carla, what are your thoughts?
Yes, I agree. You know, check your feed. Is it where you want to go now? And Alana, you mentioned this is kind of an awakening. So the things we're talking about is things are not going to happen overnight. It's going to be daily changes, being intentional. So check your feed. If it's where you want to go and move forward, like build those genuine relationships, go out and meet people. Like Tori said, you know, does it match your aesthetic? Does it match your brand? Like you will find Black event professionals that, you know, are just like you. So in terms of promoting, you know, do the work and just continue to work at it. It's not going to happen overnight. So do the work now, and we're excited to see change.
Thank you so much. The next one we're bringing back from part one. We had gotten a lot of different versions of the same question, so we thought it'd be great to hear some new voices on it. So how can we show inclusivity without tokenism? Excellent question. And that is across the board: social media, style shoots, publications. And these speakers can also touch a bit more on how we can show more diversity in luxury wedding publications. So we'll have Jonathan and then Lance.
Well, I think one of the things that really comes down to is being genuine with intent. Because just putting a Black person in a magazine or in a style shoot just for the sake of having them there doesn't do them any justice. It doesn't do your brand any justice, and it's disrespectful. But if you have good intent saying, hey, you know what, I value you as a person, I value you, you have something to add to my brand, then if you go with that attitude, then you'll have something more to give, and it won't be tokenism, and then you won't be taking advantage of the situation. If you look at your social media feed and you don't see any Black people there, ask yourself, what can I do to change that? But also, when you're planning style shoots, the whole purpose of a style shoot is really almost like a fantasy, but you can capitalize on the network of all of the members who who are working on that style shoot with you. So if your network is small and it's not inclusive of African Americans in general, maybe bring in some of those so they can see themselves. Everyone, no matter who they are, going through the process of planning a wedding or any event, wants to see themselves represented. And so therefore, just think, how are you represented in your venue or whatever you are in your business? Well, are other races represented in your business as well? And we'll find those ways to be inclusive, opening up your network. And I think it's been touched on a lot of just creating genuine connections with people, because while not every Black vendor will be a compatible match for what you're looking for, but there may be one out there for you. And if not, just being aware of what's there to offer, because the beautiful thing about the event industry in general is that we're all different. We all bring a different perspective and different train of thought. And so by pulling those varied trains of thought together, then it makes for a better event in general, no matter what race or color you are.
Beautifully said, Jonathan. Thank you. Lance, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Beautifully, yeah, Jonathan really hit the nail on the head. You know, I think that the going trend of a lot of us tend to be saying is just genuine and authentic intentions. And I think it really goes back to, you know, taking a deep dive internally and making sure that the intentions are pure. And, you know, really if the intentions are pure, then the rest I think will really work itself out and speak for itself. So I think that's a key trend for the night.
Awesome. Okay. How can we break down the barriers of entry for Black vendors when so many vendor lists are closed, Aisha?
It's just like a lot of my colleagues were saying earlier. And it's like I was saying, it's like each one reach one. If you have a relationship with any vendors, venues or such, and you're noticing that the list that this is not diversified, ask those questions. Ask for, you know, who's on your list. Ask why are they on the list. Making sure it's an intentional list, because one thing, diversity is intentional. It's not a passive practice, and oftentimes, well, it's not necessarily someone doing it on purpose. For instance, like what was mentioned earlier from like Jonathan and some speaking early, even Lance. I reached out to another creative and I asked, I'm like, do you service, you know, brides of color, Black or any brides of color? I'm like, because I'm looking at your website and that's not on your website. And, you know, of course it was one mention. It's like, oh, well, you know, I've done this wedding or that wedding. I'm like, well, when my clients, you know, see it, they want to, again, like Jonathan said, you want to service or hire someone who looks somewhat like you, or at least appears to be relatable to you. So going to that website, I'm like, I don't see that. Your website is not representative of what you're saying. And it was like, I'm comfortable enough to have that conversation with that person. So especially being, you know, a vendor of color, a Black vendor, if you have those opportunities, you have these relationships, don't be afraid to speak up for your brothers and your sisters to say, you know, I'm not seeing this or I'm not seeing that. Or if you're at a networking function and you're noticing the room looks a little different, don't be afraid to speak up. You know, don't be afraid to speak up. Or if you're noticing when it comes to speaking about this talent or that talent, and, you know, have been able to do that, and you're able to know that these two individuals look like they would match just from a business perspective. Again, it's about not being afraid to speak up and being able to say, hey, well, this person is in the industry. You know, have you ever met this business? Have you ever met this person? Have you met this individual? Let me help make the connection. And it's going to take us also helping to make the connection if you find yourself in those spaces where you have the opportunity to do so.
Awesome. Rossies?
Yes, ma'am. She hit everything on the nail, like perfect. And the key word that she said there that really kind of hit me was, and what some of us are already kind of doing, being very intentional. I've heard a lot of great things about where, you know, you can probably go, or where you can go, you know, to find out more about some Black vendors. Some of us don't even have to go anywhere. Some of us are already working with Black vendors. I think some of us have been at events where, you know, you're probably cool that day and that's it. Like, okay, well, you know, some of you all are already working with Black vendors. So she's just, I'm going to kind of flip her speak up during those events. Like, I'm part of NACE Charlotte. If you're part of Alia or NACE, you don't even really have to go far. If you see that there are Black vendors already part of these associations, it should give you an indication that that person is really taking their craft pretty seriously. It doesn't mean that, you know, if you're not part of NACE or Alia, then you're not. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying that some advice that was given tonight is you can go here, you can go there. Some people really don't have to go anywhere. They just need to open their eyes and be aware of what's in front of them when you're working. If you're a planner and you're seeing the cake person come in and drop off the cake, and you notice she is African-American or he, don't let them just walk out. You know, build that connection and be intentional. Because I will say it's both sides. And I've been hearing tonight that as an African American vendor, we have had to be very intentional, whether it's not putting your picture on the website. If you are putting your picture on the website, you want to make sure that your Instagram feed is very intentional and you're overthinking it and stuff like that. I just think intentionality and awareness is it almost, when she said intentional, it was like, wow, that is where we're kind of already at, to not necessarily prove to ourselves that we're excellent at what we do, but to kind of prove like, hey, like we can do this, we can achieve this. And I think some of the intentionality is already there. It's just opening your eyes to see what's there for you. So she hit it on the nail, and wow, that got me a little emotional, because it's real. Like, it's, for some of us, it's already your next, when COVID is over, at your next NACE meeting. I agree with Lance. I don't think it should be project find a Black vendor, but I think if you want to build a genuine relationship with someone, and you see you've been seeing this person over and over at the ALIA meetings or NACE meetings, and you see their work is good, just start the conversation and build that relationship, and just go from there. But that's all I gotta say there. But.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And lots of love in the comments, and a lot of appreciation for the sincere answers that you all are giving. Okay, so whenever race comes up in the wedding industry, we know a hot topic is plantations and plantation weddings. Last time we had some incredibly eloquent responses to that, and one participant wanted to take this conversation further, and I so appreciate it. They said, what is your opinion on working, like, in addition to plantations, on working at other historic venues with slave and oppressive histories? So not necessarily a plantation, but other venues that have that same history of slavery, and so such as maybe mills or factories. So we have a few different people who are going to ask to speak on this. We'll start with Lisa.
Okay, that is the $1 million question of our industry right now. And I wished I had all day to talk about it, but I'm just going to try and just sum it up as quickly as I can. When you hear the phrase, when you hear someone speak their marriage vows and they say the terms love and cherish, love and comfort you all the days of my life, you can't help but feel joy, anticipation, and celebration. When you flip that, when you hear the words in the backdrop of a plantation, it doesn't evoke the sense of love, honor, or respect in my eyes. And basically, in a nutshell, the venues with a history of physical abuse, beatings, sexual abuse, oppression, and illiteracy will not be my legacy at all.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Nishaka?
Wow, it's a very sensitive question for me. The word plantation is probably the most sensitive word in that question for me, because I am from Alabama. I am from, as I always say, the Deep South. And I am from a place that has tried to hold up certain aspects, for example, like the Confederate flag, some of those different things. So it's a very painful, it's a painful thing for me to, if I ever had to execute someone's wedding at a plantation. I'd have to be very honest. I don't know, for me, because of my own personal connection, would be able to truly really give them all that they would desire out of me as the person that I am. So I am so glad these conversations have been coming up, and that certain plantations have been looking at the fact, should they be a wedding venue because of what it represents. So it is a very tough question. Then the flip side of me that's very professional, of course, and coming out of corporate into wedding world, the flip side of me says, okay, this is a client, this is a venue that they're looking at. You know, at the same time, I have to evaluate, can I really truly deliver for them what they are looking for based on my own personal historical experience? So it's something I have to take a hard look at, and to be very honest with myself and to be very honest with them on this subject, just because of my backdrop. And that is the total honesty of that. A tough one, but I would have to be true to who I am. And if there's someone who could best service them because that is a venue that they love and must have, I am okay enough to be able to release that client if I had to. So that is just my honest take on that subject.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your honesty. And Lauren, do you have anything you'd like to add to this?
Sure. Wow. So I actually filmed a wedding on a plantation. I thought I could handle it. I really did. It was, can y'all see me? Okay. I thought I could handle it. It was, first of all, it makes for some very great visuals, pictures and video. I'm sure it's a niche out there for everybody, but I couldn't help but think the whole time I was there, if the trees could talk. They still called the house the big house. It was a long dirt road going to the big house with all the moss and everything coming down from the trees and everything. They still had an outhouse. And I don't think it hit me until I actually got to the venue and I was driving down that long dirt road. And it was just a range of emotions. It made it a little bit better that it was, so to speak, that it was an African-American couple that I was filming. But it was just a weird time for me. And I had that experience. Quite honestly, I don't think I'll take it again. It was just very hard. And that's all I have to really say about that.
Ooh, thank you, Lauren. Alana, before we move on, I feel like we did touch again on the plantations. I didn't know if others had, the question was also saying other venues that have the same history, so that it's hard. I think automatically when we hear plantation, we have a lot of these feelings, but there are other styles of venues that still work by slaves, that still slaves work there. So I do, for me personally, I think something that's really important is researching any new venue before you start working there. And like a quick thing that we all can memorize, Emancipation Proclamation was issued in 1963. All have definitely just learned about Juneteenth if we didn't know about it before. So we know even to Texas, it took 2 more years for the slaves there to learn that they were free. So that's 1965. So even if you just, 1865, so sorry. So even if you just said in your mind 1900s, if it was after that, it would be less likely that slaves built that property. You know, they wouldn't, it wasn't during the time of slavery. That's a first easy research step there, knowing the years it was built, knowing that state's history. But going further, it takes 5 minutes to do some Googling and to learn. You can get literally a list of the slaves who worked there within 5 minutes of Google research. So I think that that's a big thing. We can't say all mills, all factories, all large homes with a lot of properties do have this oppressive and horrible history. But it is our responsibility to take that time to do the research. And I think that is an important thing for all vendors.
And just to interject, I'd just like to say something about that. I look at it as, and I may be playing devil's advocate here, but I look at it as like a celebration. I look at it as, you know, you've heard the saying, we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. So the fact that, you know, we are able to do business and profit on the grounds of a place where, you know, so many lives were lost, and, you know, it just was a place of pain and all of that. I just look at it like, you know, I feel like I would have a hard time servicing a white wedding at a plantation versus a Black wedding at a plantation, because, you know, I look at it like it's, you know, it's like a celebration, and we're honoring our ancestors because we are back. It's 2020, or, you know, and we're able to do this and not be discriminated upon because of our skin. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Pearlies, how are you dealing with all of this? How are you taking care of yourself and remaining sane while educating those around you and having these types of conversations around you? And what can other people do to uplift and support you?
Okay, great question. And I'll just start by saying um, it's very near and dear to my heart as far as trying to remain sane in trying times. Uh, I don't really have a script, so I'm just going to speak from the heart because it is near and dear. One thing that I've learned is be okay with taking some time off or stepping back without feeling guilty, that we are taking something away from our clients, taking something away from our business. That is not the case. We have to have a sound mind and sound body to function. And it has to be a priority. We are in some truly uncharted waters. And if we're not careful, and I'm speaking from Pearlies, if we're not careful, we fall out of love with what we love. We fall out of love with doing the things that bring us the most joy. And a lot of that comes from within prior to us even becoming business owners, entrepreneurs, and creatives. It is very easy for us to get off track. Our clients will take us there. We give them our all. But right here, the battle of trying to remain sane is in our minds. So we got to have a strong mind and a strong body, mentally and physically fit, and take some time away, step away. And it doesn't have to be an extended period of time. It can just be a day, or we block out our schedule for a few hours to refocus and reset and block out the noise. I call them anchor biters, and just block it out to refocus, to re-energize, and be okay with it. Part two of that is having a safe tribe. And when I say a safe tribe, it doesn't have to be an entourage. It can be another business owner. You don't even have to be in the same field. It doesn't have to be two planners or two caterers, but somehow or another, there's a connection. There is a genuine relationship that's formed so that you can talk about business, but you can also cut through the chase, real talk, and say, hey, I'm struggling. I need some help. You know, I need some words of encouragement, and be safe with it. But in order for it to be safe, there has to be a level of trust. There has to be a level of trust where you can have those authentic, you know, gut-wrenching conversations to remain sane and to remain true to who you are. I've had some troubled times as we speak. And I'm just going to go out on the limb and say I shared some of it with Alana. And because I didn't feel like I just needed to put it out there. I just needed to put it out there so that I can wrap my brain around what was happening. So again, put it out there in a safe place to allow all of us to process and find our North Star, whatever that is, so that we can stay in the game mentally and physically. And it's okay. I don't think anyone here on this panel has been saying the entire time that we've been going through this this season. But in this season, we can still thrive. But we got to rely on each other to do it. And I've learned to do it and to be okay and to find those creatives, those business partners that I can connect with and we can share real talk. And it's okay to say, this is some crazy stuff we're going through right now. It's okay. But we owe that to ourselves.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. Yes. Well, we are in our final few minutes. We want to close at 8 o'clock. Thank you so much, Perlise. And so our final question to end the night, we're going to ask Sharika to speak on this, is how do we keep the fire burning? How do we keep having these conversations? And I think so many people, so many companies have taken great first steps, making donations, looking at their vendor lists, using their social media wisely. But what can we continue to do to keep this conversation going?
I would say, and I've heard this a lot tonight, truly being intentional. Scheduling, well, I would say coffee chats, but scheduling Zoom meetings. A friender of mine reached out to me who happens to be white, and we have what we call dream sessions. We connected last year. We did a style shoot together, and she asked me, she said, what can I do? What can I say? Whenever I post something, and I want to post something, of a couple. She recently did a photo session with a couple that was Black. What can I use as far as like taglines? What can I say? And if I want to reach out to someone that's of color, how do I go about doing that? And I said, just be very intentional, be true to yourself, be real, and just be genuine. She asked me all those hard questions, about, what's going on with everything in the industry. And there were some things that she was not aware of. She truly did not know. And I shared with her my experience, of going to certain venues or speaking with certain vendors, and how I would go and do weddings and I would not get, referred by that particular venue. They would give it to someone else that is of another race. So I said, ask those questions, just be very intentional and do check-ins. We do check-ins with each other. She'll ask me, hey, are you okay? Are you doing all right? What can I do? So, like I said, just be very intentional.
Absolutely. I think that was a beautiful note to end on tonight. Everyone, we are so grateful that we still have over 100 people who are watching live right now, supporting, sending love in the comments, and beyond grateful to these 20 panelists who have really shared their hearts on some truly hard questions and were willing to take time out of their crazy lives right now to be with us. So in closing, we want to remind everyone, we did create this small social media graphic more than anything to make sure we're not just thinking about what was said and thinking, oh, that was nice to hear, but now applying this. So the questions are about, what did we learn? What are we going to continue to do to keep the fire going? Who are vendors now I can't wait to reach out to and build these intentional relationships with, that we've heard so many times throughout the night are so important to truly making long-lasting change. So we hope that you'll use that social media image. It was sent to you by email I'll also put a blank copy on my Instagram, and we hope that you'll tag Harmony Weddings, Alana Walker, and Southern Noir so that we can cheer you on and support you and share. I know that we heard from vendors who missed out, engaged couples, couples who'd already been married, how much they loved seeing their vendors pledge to take action. So that was truly a hit. We can't wait to continue on. We also want to remind you that in your email, you got a contact list of all these incredible panelists. We hope that you'll make a goal to reach out to at least 5 and build these true relationships. Shoot them an email. Tell them what you loved learning tonight. Set up a time for a social distance picnic, whatever it might be, so that we can continue to bridge this gap. And last but not least, we hope that you'll leave feeling inspired and ready to take action. It's a phenomenal step to be here and to listen and learn, but we have to go beyond that. So now going back and looking at your preferred vendors list, thinking about your first open house out of COVID, who are going to be the vendors you're representing, thinking about that first NACE meeting, who you're going to invite to come with you. And we hope that we all continue to take these actions. So we are so grateful. This is not the end of Bridging the Gap. There will definitely be more events in the future towards this goal of more inclusion and diversity in the wedding industry. And we're so grateful that you joined us. Have a great evening.